And the nervous system is, I want to spend a little bit of time on the nervous system because I think this is the missing piece on how we talk about loneliness and connection. We don't really talk about, we don't ever really think about how it impacts our health. And a lot of people hear loneliness and they think, oh, it's just an emotion, like sadness, boredom, neediness, a bad Sunday night, whatever. But loneliness is a state of the body. It's not just, I wish I had plans. It can become, I do not feel fully safe. I do not feel held. I don't feel seen. I'm carrying too much alone. I have to stay alert because there's no one close enough to help me. And when the body gets that message repeatedly, it adapts. The nervous system has a few broad kind of modes, if you will. Okay. There's a mode where you feel safe, socially engaged, present, able to connect, able to laugh, just able to really listen and digest and sleep. And then there's a state when you can look someone in the eye without feeling exposed. You can feel and receive affection. You think more clearly. You're curious instead of defensive. You can even have a hard conversation without immediately taking it like a threat. And that state is deeply connected to safety. That's where, you feel like you can be yourself. Then there's the fight or flight. And that's when your body mobilizes. You might feel anxious. You might be reactive, stressed out, irritable, urgent, always on. The email feels sharper. That text feels loaded. That silence feels very personal. Those kinds of, you take everything so personally. And then there's a shutdown state. And that's where fatigue, numbness, disconnection, I know I should care, but I cannot access it right now, basically is what your body's saying. It can look like scrolling endlessly, hour after hour, just mindlessly, and you're not even enjoying it. It's like not answering anyone. It can look like wanting connection, but having no energy to pursue it, just feeling really completely depleted. And this is important because a lot of what we call being antisocial may actually be our nervous system that's been undersupported for too long. And a lot of what we call laziness may just be depletion. Or I'm bad at keeping in touch. How many times do you hear people say that? They just may be overwhelmed and mixed with shame, all wrapped up into one. Or, I like just being alone. That could be true. And there are times that, we do like to be alone. But sometimes it's a protective adaptation that we have learned over the years. Solitude and isolation are not the same thing. Solitude is chosen. Isolation often starts to feel like a trap. Solitude will actually restore you, rejuvenate you. Isolation can shrink you. There's a big difference here. Solitude helps you listen to your intuition, helps you hear yourself, helps you hear those thoughts, get those inspiration. Isolation can make your thoughts feel louder and a lot less kind. That distinction matters. And this could be happening to some of your loved ones, could be happening for you right now. Because healthy alone time is a beautiful thing. I mean, you need quiet, you need space, you need moments where nobody needs anything from you. But if your alone time leaves you feeling more guarded, more numb, more agitated, disconnected, this might be a pattern. And here's where the connection becomes beautiful. Safe connection gives your nervous system cues for safety. A warm voice, a smile, a familiar face, a calm presence. It does wonders. A hug, a hand on your shoulder, someone listening without trying to fix you in the first 10 seconds is amazing. These things tell your body, hey, we're not in danger right now. We're in a safe place. And when your body receives enough of those cues over time, it can become more flexible. You become, your recovery becomes faster. You soften a lot sooner. You don't get so defensive, and you do not have to stay braced all day. And that's why the right person can make you feel more like yourself. They're not magically solving your life. They're helping your system remember its safety. And that's why poor connection, so who you are around, can be very expensive. Being around the wrong people can also dysregulate you. And you know this. You feel it. You know it. There are people you leave feeling calm, clear, and steady. And then there are people that you feel like your soul just ran, a marathon, and your body can feel the difference. You feel so drained and so heavy. So when I say we need connection, I don't mean that we need constantly access to everyone. I do not mean that we tolerate relationships that drain you, abuse you, diminish you, or make your body feel like it has to brace for impact. I mean humans need safety, mutual nourishing connection, the kind where you do not have to audition to be there, that you don't have to dress a certain way, you don't have to act a certain way. The kind where silence is not a threat, that you can just sit in silence. That's such a beautiful thing, to be able to sit in silence with someone or with more people, more than just one person. That's such a great thing. I mean, the kind where you can be honest and not immediately feel punished. And your nervous system will say, "Oh, I can breathe here." And that is really true medicine. The good news is that the better it's, it, we are better off than what we think. Okay. Now I know I went to a very deep place about this, but let's come up for some air, because I don't want this to become one of those episodes where we all stare into the distance and think, great, another way modern life is harming us. The good news is very good. I mean, if disconnection costs us, connection pays us back. So the dose you need is probably smaller than your anxiety is telling you. You don't need to become a social butterfly. You don't need 40 friends, 40 close friends. You don't need to host a dinner party and, invite everyone that you know and become emotionally vulnerable. You don't need to suddenly become that person. Let's go all around and share an intention. Nothing like that. Unless that's you, of course. If you want to do that, please continue if that's you. But, for the rest of us, the bar can be much lower. What matters is quality and consistency in our life. This goes with everything. A few people who actually know you, a few regular moments of contact, true conversation, a few places where your absence would be noticed. And that's powerful. A meaningful life is not built out of these dramatic breakthroughs all the time. It's built around belonging. The same friend on the same walk, the neighbor you actually stop to talk to, the cousin or the aunt that checks in regularly, is nonsense, but still amusing and gets everyone involved, keeps everyone attached and engaged. The person you can call without being your polished version of yourself. I think we've over romanticized connection, actually. And we imagine it to have it has to be deep every single time, a 3 to 4 hour heart to heart, a huge confession. And it doesn't have to be. I mean, most connection is more ordinary. It's sending a picture of something that made you laugh and you thought that someone else would like it. It's asking, hey, how did that thing go that you had? It's remembering somebody's birthday, remembering the name of someone's kid, sitting next to each other without needing to be impressive, just being you, helping somebody. That's life. That's the small stuff. And your nervous system does not need every moment to be profound. It needs enough repeated evidence that you are not alone. And that evidence compounds over time. I mean, these small connections becomes this web, and this web matters because eventually life gets heavy. I mean, we have some heavy things that happen in life, not because you did anything wrong, but life is just that way. And when it does, you will not rise to the level of some perfect emergency plan. You will fall into the relationships you have been tending. So tend to them now, consistently. It is good for you, your health, your well-being, and for those around you. Let's make this practical. Okay, so what I want you to do, because I don't want this to be one of these episodes that you're just kind of nodding thoughtfully and you just don't know how to apply this. No judgment. I want to just say that these are some of the things that you can do this week. I'm going to give you about 7 things that you can do, okay? First one, send a text that you've been avoiding. You know that person that you've thought about, that they're on your mind, but you just don't send the text. Send the text anyway. Just see how they're doing. Just maybe they respond, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. Have one phone-free conversation this week. Put the phone in another room, not face down on the table, not right there with you. Put it somewhere else. Be with somebody. Have a full-blown conversation with somebody, being present. Build any kind of tiny ritual of contact. Something small, like a Monday voice note that you send to a friend, or a Friday coffee date, whatever, Sunday walk, whatever it may be. Try to do that this week as well. Turn a transaction into a human moment. So look up when you're having coffee somewhere. Look up, see if you can smile at somebody, or even say, hey, how's your day going? Now, I know, depending on where you are in the world, because where I'm located now, people don't do this. They look at you strange if you talk to them. But I know that there are plenty of places in the world that do engage this and do like it when strangers say hi. But no matter where you are in the world, and we're all human beings, just smile or just say good morning whatever it is, compliment somebody. Make some sort of connection. Turn that transaction into a human moment. Notice the person. Notice also who regulates you, regulates you and activates you. So, who do you feel more like yourself? Who do you feel calmer around? Listen to this. This is very good wisdom from your body. Treat things, treat the urge actually to cancel as information. Check in with yourself to find out if you're going to be canceling plans. Find out, why is that? Am I avoiding something, or do I really just need that downtime? And the last thing is, let people know let people know you a little bit better in small doses. I mean, this is probably the hardest one, because a lot of us have learned to be around people without really letting them in. And a lot of people that are very self-absorbed or just busy with themselves, don't ask questions anymore. Ask questions. We say things like, "Oh, work's busy. I'm okay. Things are fine. Just a little tired." Those all might be true, but try to give a little bit more. So, like, instead of saying I'm tired, I've been feeling a little disconnected lately. I'm trying to come out of that. Now, I know you're not going to say that to just anybody, but I'm talking about with your real relationships, the real conversations that you want to have. And instead of just we should catch up, I miss feeling close to you. I miss talking to you. Most relationships do not deepen because someone says the perfect thing. It's about being just honest. So here's where I want to land with this for this episode. I thank you so much for joining me today. We are living in a strange moment in time. We're more connected than any humans in history, yet so many people feel unknown and alone. We can reach anyone in seconds, but we hesitate to send the text or the WhatsApp message. We can watch thousands of people live their lives, but struggle to make plans for our own. It's amazing to me. The easy thing is that the screen, in the screen, we can scroll and we can cancel the silence, all these things. The nourishing that we actually need takes just a little courage. It takes putting the phone away, putting the technology away. It takes keeping the plans that we've made, sending the first message, taking the initiative. These are small things that can help regulate our nervous system, help our well-being over the long term, and also help those around us and contribute to the sense of belonging for all of us. So this week, don't try to fix your whole social life. I mean, don't make this a spreadsheet event of everyone that you've ever loved and don't do that. It's not about that. Just do one human thing. Send a handwritten card, send a text message, make the call. Keep the plan with the people. Ask real questions. Put put your phone in another room. Let someone know that you care. Let someone know that you are present with them. Through one honest conversation, one walk, one laugh, one smile, one hand on the shoulder can make a world of difference for somebody. It tells people I'm not alone here. If this episode made any sense for you, or you think that this would be helpful for anyone, please, you know what to do. Be sure to share it, subscribe, text them before your brain turns into this whole reason why you shouldn't. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see each other next time.